Howdy y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome to episode 25, part 2 of my Let's Play at Transport Fever 2. In the previous episode, we arrive in the Transvaal Republic, and our ultimate goal is to build a railway to connect this town all the way towards this Portuguese port along the coast. However, we need to make some money to prove that we are capable of running a transportation company, as we're basically doing right now. In this episode, hopefully we'll earn enough money from our transports to basically get our company on its feet. But it's still early days, and we're still not transporting a whole bunch of commodities, but we'll eventually get there within time. But thankfully, with all these vehicles that we have bought, at least they will help out with delivering supplies. So we got logs being delivered to a sawmill, grain to a bakery, coal to a steel mill, and rough diamonds to a cutting factory, and livestock to a meat packing plant. But it will have to go quite slow, though. We'll eventually get there, I hope. One thing's for sure, we need to transport more coal if we're going to make more steel. I mean, we already have a lot of iron ore being brought in by other transportation companies, but we still have a long way to go. Ugh. So let's just hope this new truck service will start making some money. As we did make over 33.6 thousand pounds by delivering it to this machine factory. Still waiting on a load of logs. Well, still waiting for a truck to pick up its load of logs. Alright, turning onto this road. It should now be able to basically 24,000 pounds. It's a pretty good amount. And we're starting to climb out of this negative. We still need a little bit more money, though. We could start delivering lumber here to produce machinery, but I'm not so sure we'll have enough funding to keep going. I want to try to keep as much money as possible, but I don't want to spend too much of it. Well, it could basically provide us another source of revenue. Because we still don't have access to the bank, which means we can't take out a loan. Let's just basically set up a new service. You'll pick up a full load of lumber and then just drop it off. Let's see, how many of these... Let's see if we can get 4 of these and put them to work. Alright. Now they'll go and pick up the lumber once those wagons have arrived. Speaking of which, they're on their way now. Which means lumber will soon start being produced. Since this is still going to take a while, I'm actually going to cut this video right here. I'll see you all in a moment once our financial situation is out of the negatives. So I'll see you all in a moment once we're starting when we're starting to make real money. And we're back! Thing is, during the off-air recording, I was able to basically get a whole bunch of stuff done. Oh, First Boer War. we gotta get some supply. We gotta get troops to this, and the only supplier is the Middleburg military base. We better get some troops over there as soon as possible. So anyway, now with all the deliveries of money being made, our next task is very, very simple. We need to provide machinery. We need to get machinery done in order to provide the expertise needed to help build the railway. But we gotta get some people delivered to the battlefield first. And I think... Oh, we still don't have a chance to the loans. Speaking of which, I need to change this to Transvaal Transportation Company. Actually, no. Hang on. Let me think. This is gonna be quite hard to figure out what name I should use. Okay. I think... Transvaal National Transportation Company. Wait. Yeah, Transvaal National Transportation Company, because this is Transvaal and we're working for the government. Well, at least these troops are waiting to be picked up with our buses. And we also have enough time to get this done. But what does Portuguese need?
The only non-British port nearby is that of Lourenço Marques in Portuguese East Africa. Therefore, a good relationship with the Portuguese is important in order to be able to build the railway. Strengthen ties with the Portuguese by offering them a collection of the finest Transvaal diamonds. A gift never hurts, right?
Alright, now this is going to be tricky, because the city does... We need to drop off diamonds here, so a transportation company could secretly sneak them in to Larquise. So, this is going to be a bit of a long stretch. So, and we're running low on funds again. Great, just great. And now we're not. The service is only going to be temporary, as we are going to definitely deliver diamonds via rail soon. We just have to have a full load of diamonds brought down via wagons. And then, the nearby transportation company will then take it from there. We'll probably just need one, because, of course, we need just about 10 diamonds to complete this contract. It's going to take a little bit of time before we'll be able to get the diamonds delivered, so I'm going to cut this video again, and I'll see you all in a moment once the diamonds arrive to their final destination. So I'll see you all in just a bit. And we're back. Now with the diamonds finally arriving at the port, we
Your
can now
committee
start our
members have
railway.
managed to find rail experts in the Netherlands, and investors have been found who are willing to lend you 20 million. You have been given permission by the Portuguese government to build in their territory, and the attacks of the English have been repulsed. We are ready to start building the railway. Fulfill the Commission's task by building a railway line between the capital Pretoria and the port city of Lourenço Marques on the Indian Ocean in Portuguese East Africa.
Alright, now we can get started on constructing our new railway system. Of course, we'll need to have a terminus station, since this town is supposed to be the big one. Let's see. we'll put it at a 420 meter with about 6 tracks and a large terminal. But we'll need a spot where we can access a lot of residential districts. Let's see. There's a lot of residential districts here, but I want to make sure it's on flat ground and not basically clipping into the land. It'll be fine there. But one of the new mods I installed is a Great Western Station mod. So let's place down a couple more of these plat roofs. Actually, set up some more, well, connections, so to speak. We still have a long way to go before our railway is set to open, but we just gotta basically prove ourselves with this task. Alright. And we'll rename this station to Terminal. We'll have to flatten out the ground a little bit to make it a lot smoother. And we'll also need to build a small freight station to drop off loads of meat and jewelry. However, we can now be able to loan out money, thankfully. And our truck services are actually doing pretty well for themselves for now. But I believe it's now high time to retire them all, as we're going to basically start transporting freight via rail as well. So, all the vehicles will be sold off to make some extra money, and these routes they used to have will now be removed. Let's get rid of some of the stations that they used to call that. Let's see. Here as well as here. What are those stations on the map? Here at the diamond mine, here at the iron ore mine, here at this cattle ranch, here at this meatpacking plant. Let's see. Machine factory. And that should basically take care of it. As all railway will basically continue off on what happened to the original trucking operations. But first, we need to lay down some track. So there are also 2 track mods I also installed, as well as let's actually work on this street to make it a little more better. Connect, remove. Do that. There we go. We'll set up that. And now we can get started. As in the game, now I have 2 tracks. A coal track, which has coal textures, and this old standard track, which is basically limited to 50 miles an hour, but looks good in case there's a service I don't use anymore, or on a small branch line that leads to an industry. Now then, let's see. Let's convert this into, well, straight track out of the terminal. Do this. And just basically flatten out this ground a little more. "35 miles an hour on the curve. Same for this as well. 35 miles an hour on these switches as well. Since we're going to cover a whole bunch of different destinations in this region, we need to have plenty of stops for our passenger trains. Alright. Convert this into an embankment. Flatten this ground out, and then just basically flatten completely. Alright, it's gonna be a little bit of a while before the entirety of the railway is constructed, so I'm gonna cut this video out one more time, and I'll see you all once the railway line between these 2 points, between this city and the port, is well constructed. So, yet again, I'll see you all in just a moment. Now with the tracks laid down, we can get started. Since we only had a limited budget of £20 million, we haven't been able to actually access the port. But we could at least start off with some simple deliveries in order to make some money. First of all, I feel like we need to get the steel mill back up since coal is still being mined. Well, coal is still needed here. So let's get started off with a couple of freight trains. This will be Freight Train A, which will be carrying coal. And then we'll have another one to pick up iron ore from the mine and bring it here to the steel mill on track 1. Which will basically allow this train to basically help produce steel at a much faster rate. And since there's only one iron ore mine, it's only just going to be only the B suffix. No B1, B2s, etc. We're going to have one freight train to service the factory here at, well, the diamond cutting factory here in Johannesburg, with freight train C carrying rough with mined diamonds. Full load any minute, 10 minutes. Freight train D is going to pick up cattle and bring it up here. Forgot to set a slip switch. Freight train D, which is going to be livestock. And finally, one of the freight trains carrying meat will be known as Freight Train E1. Perfect. Now all we have to do next is to get the passenger services in order. We'll have one going to Nalistrum, which will be called the passenger trains. This will be passenger train A, Gray. Hang on. There we go. And this will be on platform 4. Passenger train B. This will go between Johannesburg and Nalistrum, which will be known as passenger train C. And connect this station with this one up here at Pietersburg to basically finish up our passenger trains for now. Now, let's basically get a freight train started as we'll need the money. Okay, we only have about £8 million to get this train built, so we're kind of limited on what we can buy. Speaking of which, we'll also need to place down some signals here before entering the main line. Let's see. Let's basically go with the C-Class 060. We'll give it a more modern grayish livery to match the spoke box, and we'll use some of these covered wagons to pick up the loads of, well, diamonds. "98 units. There we go. Much better. we'll worry about the bus services and the bus and trolley services in the next episode, as now our train can exit the engine house and get started with its first assignments. That is, if it's the correct color to match the smoke box front. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna change this into a double slip switch and move this signal as a one-way, allowing the train to access the mining branch easily. And with the diamonds now starting to be produced here at the mine, I think we'll have reached a good ending point for today's episode. So, if you enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!